Bernie Ecclestone, one of the richest men on the planet, said this of his friend Vladimir Putin: "I'd rather it didn't hurt, but if it does, I'd still take a bullet. He's a first-class person, and what he's doing is something he believed was the right thing. He was doing it for Russia. Unfortunately, he's like a lot of business people, certainly like me. We make mistakes from time to time." What? A first-class person? Do you mean the man, and I use that term generously, who is allowing his troops to indiscriminately bomb women and children and is currently up for charges of war crimes at The Hague, threatening nuclear war which will kill millions, including you, Bernie, if he doesn't get his own way, and is not allowed to continue uninterrupted with his massacre in Ukraine? Do you mean that guy? I mean, are you mad, Bernie? You're comparing this to a business mistake. Have you lost all sense of humanity and compassion? He also said that Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky should have done more to avoid the war between the two countries. Well, I mean, F1 immediately put out this statement. The comments made by Bernie Ecclestone are his personal views and in very stark contrast to the position of modern values of our sport. Yes, well, they would do. Anyone with a sense in their head would distance themselves from those comments. So here we go again. Yet another rich, self-centred sports personality making comments whilst being completely detached from the reality of a situation. Talking about Vladimir Putin as though he's a cuddly bear doing what he believes in. I doubt if he'd be saying that if he were in Ukraine. I guarantee you his friend Putin would see him as collateral damage. He wouldn't miss a heartbeat if his old mate Bernie got caught in the crossfire, or if Bernie's family was stuck in Ukraine, like, say, in the steelworks in Mariupol that was continuously bombed, despite it being clear that those inside had no hope of defending themselves, let alone escaping. They would have been incarcerated in a steel tomb had it not been for the flea bargaining of Volodymyr Zelensky. Hello? Hello, Bernie. Putin is massacring and displacing millions, initially under the guise of denazification, which we can all see is rubbish. He's the one behaving like Hitler. I mean, we've seen this before. People being killed, taken to camps, by all counts being tortured, many dying, only the strongest surviving. This is nothing short of genocide. Is it any wonder that Putin continues unobstructed, almost supported, as if he was surrounded in a framework of deluded individuals goading him on, enabling him to perpetuate this mass slaughter? Some people might argue that Bernie has the freedom of speech to say such things, even when it is clear to the majority that Putin is delusional and on a killing spree. So, should Bernie be allowed to say this? If you believe in total freedom of speech, even if it's nonsense, then I suspect your answer would be yes. I mean, we're all in support of freedom of speech, aren't we? He hasn't broken the law by saying what he said. So when does that right of freedom of speech end, if ever? Does it require morality? Freedom of speech, when do we draw the line?